you came in today.
Me too. It feels like a huge relief already.
I look forward to working with you. You're in a safe place. I want you to know that everything you say here is confidential. And I'm going to ask you some pretty probing questions, pretty personal things. But the only reason I'm asking is so that we can get you from where you are today and whatever brought you in to where you want to be.
You know, I'm an open book, and I just trust you. I just feel like I can, like there's already a connection, and that I can just trust you. I don't know. It's remarkable. I've heard so many good things about you. You're clearly good at what you do. So I think you're gonna help us solve this.
Thank you, Alex. I look forward to helping you. So today's more about just getting to know you.
Okay.
And then I have here that you live in LA. And I've got your contact information.
That's right.
I have that you're single. Is that right?
Well, I'm in a committed relationship. I mean, I hate that word, single. But you know, we're connected. We're tight, but yeah, technically we're not married.
Okay, so you live together?
Officially.
Okay.
We're together as much as we can be. You know, so he's there all the time, and when he's not there, it feels like he is. You know.
So does he have a separate place as well, or?
Yeah, that's part of the problem. I think that's part of what he's got to work through. But
okay.
But our house, you know, that's what feels home.
Okay. Tell me why you came in today.
Well, it's really I'm here for Dan because my love. I mean, because he's, you know, he loves me so much, and you can tell. I mean, he would do anything for me, anything. And at the same time, sometimes he just abruptly pulls back, and he's conflicted. And when he does that, then I get all, you know, all torn up, and I just don't know how to help him. I don't know how to help him work through this.
Okay. So how do you feel about coming in and working through this? You feel?
I feel really good now that I met you. I mean, you know, I just feel like we're sisters already, you know, or something. But yeah, I think I feel good about it.
Okay. Tell me a little bit about your childhood. Did you grow up in LA, or?
My grandparents raised me. It was a tough childhood. You know, there were a lot of things that happened, but that's not really why I'm here. You know, it's behind me now, and now that Dan's in my life, I mean, it's like I can forget, I can let go of that childhood.
So your grandparents raised you. Were your mom and dad? Are your mom and dad around?
They're around. They're very troubled, and they're both living. I don't speak to my mom. My dad, you know, I lived with him for a little while, and he wanted me to do things, and I got in a fight with my stepmom, and I ran away when I was 13. But my grandparents really were the constant, and they needed help themselves. But I've forgiven them. You know, that's just really all behind me.
Okay. Do you have any siblings?
No.
Okay. You say you've forgiven them. Tell me about that. Did something happen? Was there some trauma?
Well, there were a lot of traumas. I mean, you know, they were abusive in a lot of ways. I don't want to go there because I've spent a lot of time putting that behind me, and that's really not where I am today. But I can tell you, gosh, I can tell you so many stories. We need some hours to talk about it. But yeah, it were a lot of hard times. I had a boyfriend that died of leukemia. I had one that we were getting married, and he went into the army like the next day and was killed. And you know, my grandparents locked me in a closet, and there was just all kinds of things that happened. And it was a tough childhood.
Is there a history of mental health issues with your grandparents or your parents that you know of?
They weren't ever diagnosed, but they needed help. They really did.
Okay. Tell me about your job. What do you do for a living?
I got a new job. I'm an editor, and they love me. I'm like a superstar there. I mean, they are calling on me for everything, but I like being needed. It's a good feeling.
Okay. Who do you consider to be your support system?
You know, I'm really the one who's there for everybody else. I don't
Who's
really
there for you, Alex?
think about. Well, you are. I mean, now that you're in my life, it's. I think that's why I needed to reach out. And Dan, you know, with Dan, I don't really need any other support system.
Okay. You said that your grandparents raised you here in LA, and you went to high school. Did you graduate?
Yes.
Okay. And then what happened? Did you get?
I graduated.
Good college,
I
good
worked
job.
my way through college. It was hard. There were some traumatic things that happened there too. But it was hard. But in the end, I graduated. I got through it. And my trials, the time on the streets, the other things, those have just really strengthened me as a human, as a person. They got me ready for this relationship. That they got me ready for Dan and for where I am today.
Okay. Do you have any legal issues going on?
No.
No, nothing I need to be concerned about. What about substance abuse, alcohol use, anything like that?
No, we have wine occasionally, but it's romantic and sweet.
Okay. Do you ever feel the need to cut down on the wine?
No.
What about, do people criticize you or anything about your drinking?
For drinking? No.
What about, do you ever feel guilty or bad about your drinking?
No.
No? And do you drink just in the evenings? Do you have to get up and have a drink first thing in the morning, kind of get you going? Get your day
No,
going?
I mean, Dan and I have special weekends and that sort of thing together, but no.
Okay, so about how much, do you drink daily? Would you say daily?
A few times a week.
Okay. And I forgot to ask you when I was talking with you about your family, do you have children?
I'm with child, actually.
Oh, congratulations.
Thank you.
Now, you need to be careful if you're drinking.
Well, just a little bit, but yes, I know. I just found out, actually. We're so excited.
Okay. Well, I'm excited for you.
Thank
That's
you.
exciting.
Thank you.
Um,
In fact, that dress that you're wearing would be a perfect maternity dress. I mean, it fits you beautifully, but I think it would just kind of expand. It would be
well, thank you.
gorgeous. Maybe I can borrow it sometime.
Do you ever hurt yourself, Alex? Do you ever cut or have any eating disorder issues?
If I'm going to take something out, I'm going to take it out on myself. And I'll admit that's one of the reasons that, Dan and I had a fight the other night. And I was just afraid. And I found myself, I cut my wrists. And he was so worried about me, so worried. And he really took care of me. And he bound me up and he held me all night. And I really scared him. I didn't mean to, but I just felt so desperate.
Do you ever have suicidal thoughts, or have you ever had a suicide attempt?
I have had in the past, yeah. But, I have this reason to live now, that I never had before.
So could we write a contract for safety just so that I feel better about it, since you've had an attempt in the
Sure.
past?
Knowing that I have you as a lifeline, it really helps.
Okay. Do you ever have any hallucinations, delusions?
No.
Anything like that? What about mood swings? Do you ever struggle with
I'm
mood
a very
swings?
focused person. I'm very happy. I'm a very focused person. Occasionally, I'm in love. So occasionally, you get crazy and one thing leads to another and you're fighting or throwing things or whatever. But it's part of being in love. It's part of passion, Passion makes you do things that you might not otherwise do. But I'm a pretty even person, really.
Okay, when you say passion makes you do things that you might otherwise not do, do you feel like maybe there's some reckless behavior going on?
Love is reckless, isn't it? It's wonderful. It's spontaneous. It's hot. It's alive.
Have you ever had any trouble controlling your thoughts or impulses?
Well, when Dan and I are together, there's no telling what's going to happen.
Okay. Have you noticed any changes in your sleep patterns?
Not for getting sleep, but we're together and we're newly together, so it's not going to allow for much sleep.
So what you're saying is there's not a lack of interest and pleasure?
No, not at all.
Okay, well let me just check that off right here.
Yeah, it's beautiful. Really.
So what about feelings of sadness, hopelessness, isolation?
Well, when Dan goes through what he's going through, and he pulls back, I just feel so helpless to help him and feel so isolated. And I've been rejected so much in my life. I've had people just walk out and walk away, and I've learned that I can't trust anybody like I trust him. And, but when he pulls away from me, it's just, I don't know what to do.
Okay, you said you had some trauma in the past. Do you have recurrent flashbacks, nightmares, night terrors, dreams?
Not anymore. I
anything
used to
like
have
that?
those all the time, but not anymore. Not since Dan.
Sounds like Dan's pretty important to you, pretty,
That's the reason I'm here. You know, I mean, he's everything.
okay. Tell me about, do you ever have any feelings of some homicidal thoughts, want to hurt someone? Ever wanted to hurt an animal or a person or anything like that?
This is just us, right? Well, I mean, there was. I got a little crazy one time, and just feeling so out of control and really wanting to send a message, and I did hurt an animal, but that it's so unlike me. It's so not like me.
Okay, tell me about that.
Well, I was feeding the rabbit, and of course rabbits are rabbits and they're food. People serve them all the time in restaurants and that sort of thing. But I just knew that part of Dan's stress was related to this rabbit, and that I needed to take care of it for him.
Okay. Other aggressive behavior?
And I wouldn't call that aggressive. I mean, I did what needed to be done.
Okay. Have you ever had any previous psychiatric care, Alex?
No.
Hospitalizations, outpatient therapy?
I've had some counseling in the past, but no.
Okay. Tell me what your goal is. What is your goal for treatment?
I want to have a great relationship, and I want to help Dan get to the other side so that we don't have these episodes, these arguments about nothing, and that we can just be happy.
Okay. What do you think your strengths are?
I'm very focused.
Okay.
I will not be ignored.
All right.
I will not be ignored. I know how to make myself heard, and know how to assert myself in a relationship, and have learned that I have to speak up for myself and find my own voice, and I will be heard.
So a preference for you is to be heard?
Yes.
All right. And what's a need?
To be loved, and to love, and to be held,
And tell me an ability.
An ability?
Mm-hmm.
I'm really good at my job. I'm really good at loving. Nobody loves like me.
Okay.
I love fiercely. I love with every fiber of my body, and I will, I love him like he's, never imagined.
Great. I'm so glad you came in today. That's all my questions. Do you have any questions for me?
Well, I really do want to borrow that dress. That is adorable. But I'm really in a hurry.
Okay. Well, let's just go out front and we'll make you another appointment.
Okay.
And the next time you come in, we will dive in head first into this situation and figure out where to go from there.
Okay. That's great.
Thanks so much for coming in today.
Thank you.
Let's go make an appointment.